The Democrat-controlled House will vote today on two immigration bills that would provide a path to citizenship for dreamers and immigrant workers. This comes as the Biden administration sets up two new emergency shelters in Texas to house the growing number of migrant minors. The White House still refuses to give the media access to those facilities. Maria Bartiromo spoke with Texas Senator Ted Cruz about the ongoing border crisis on Fox News Primetime.
Indefensibly, this crisis is the result of Joe Biden giving in to the radicals. When Biden became president, he immediately halted construction of the border wall. He ended the Remain in Mexico policy, which was a great foreign policy victory President Trump negotiated with Mexico, that for illegal immigrants that were crossing up from Central America, crossing through Mexico, seeking asylum in the U.S., they agreed to remain in Mexico. Biden ended that and said, let them all in. And he reinstituted catch and release. So now when we apprehend illegal immigrants, we let them go. And it's producing a crisis because of Joe Biden's political decisions.
Joining me now to discuss it, North Carolina Congressman Madison Cawthorn. Great to see you, Congressman. Good morning to you.
Jackie, good morning to you as well. Thanks for having me.
Sure. I think the senator set it up pretty well there, recapping what the Biden administration has done here. And we are in a state of crisis right now, which the administration essentially refuses to acknowledge. President Biden saying don't come isn't really enough to halt what's going on at the border. And there's, massive problems down there. Your thoughts on where this goes from here and how we can possibly try to regain some control?
Well, Jackie, you're absolutely right to call it a crisis, although Joe Biden would say that there's just a minor situation going on at the border, although his administration has dispatched FEMA down to the border because it is such an emergency. Barack Obama himself said that if we had just 1,000 migrants crossing the border every single day, that it would be a national emergency. Jackie, right now it's estimated there's over 6,000 illegal immigrants crossing our border every single day. And when you ask us, where do we go from here? Well, it's quite simple. It's very easy to stop illegal immigration. All we need to do is build the wall and adequately fund our Border Patrol agents. That way we'd be able to stop these migrants from coming in.
Well, the administration has taken a firm stance that it will not continue the construction of that wall. Congressman, this is not an issue about immigration in general. Every person I have a conversation with about this says legal immigration is one of the pillars that this country has been built upon, and nobody has a problem with that. But illegal immigration is an issue, and we are not going to, sort of advocate for advocate for breaking the law here. I mean, that's essentially what's happening.
Oh, that's exactly what it is. You know, a lot of people want to paint Republicans as being xenophobic, but that's not the case whatsoever. We're more than happy to have legal immigrants who make our country a better place come here. But when we have illegal immigrants coming to our country, it poses a national security threat. We don't know who these people are, and they are an incredible strain to our infrastructure. When you say that we uphold the rule of law, that is exactly what our country is known for. But what Joe Biden is saying is, hey, come to our country illegally, break our laws, break our borders, and then we'll reward you with citizenship.
Yeah. Steve Forbes is here this morning. He's got a question for you.
Congressman, you just hit on a very important point. Do you think this policy, a wink, wink, is deliberate by the Biden administration? Let them come in, shake their hands. They will shake their hands and say we have a challenge. But they really want to bring in several million new immigrants illegally and then ultimately register them for citizenship and to vote. Is that the real agenda here, do you think? That's the real agenda? They just won't say it?
Well, you covered it perfectly when you first said it's a wink, wink agenda. These people are saying, and you've actually heard it from the mouths of these illegal immigrants coming while they're still in Mexico, we want Joe Biden to keep his commitment to us. His commitment to who? Joe Biden's commitment is to the people of the United States of America, not to these illegal immigrants. But if they do give them citizenship, they'll owe that to the Democrats, and then it's a huge voting bloc down in Texas for the Democratic Party.
Congressman Madison Cawthorn, really appreciate your time this morning. Great to see you, sir.
Thank you, Jackie. Thank you, sir. See you.